Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to discuss all about your statement of purpose, or in short, SOP, or can also be called your study plan. So if you're interested to find out more, keep on watching. So what is an SOP? Well, an SOP is a formal letter addressed to the visa officer stating information about you and your intent to study in Canada. Here, you will have to discuss and defend why you're choosing your program and why you decided to study in Canada. So let's break down what your SOP needs to contain. Okay, this is just an example, okay? I'm not saying that you have to follow this down to the T. You can do your own style in writing your SOP, but here's just a guideline, okay? So first, of course, you have to address it to the Canadian Embassy where you intend to lodge your application. So write the address of the Canadian Embassy on the top left corner. And then you have to say, "Dear Visa Officer." So start with your introduction about yourself, your name, your age. Well, that's optional. You can omit the age if you don't want to. And state your citizenship. This is where you also declare what program you're taking in Canada and in which school you're going to and for what intake. For example, in my SOP, I said, "Dear Visa Officer, my name is Melanie Lim, 41 years of age and a Filipino citizen. I have been accepted at Southern Alberta Institute of Technology to take up a 2-year diploma in Business Administration, which will commence in May 8, 2023 and will end on December 14, if I'm not mistaken, December 14, 2024. So something like that. That's going to be your introduction. Okay, next would be your academic and professional background, where you will discuss what degree you already attained and in what year, in which school, and then discuss as well the work experiences that is related to the program that you are taking. For example, you're taking like chemical technology, for example, right? And in the past, you worked at Jollibee as a crew or even a restaurant manager. Even if you're at the managerial position, it doesn't have anything to do with the program chemical technology. There is no point of discussing that work experience. You get what I mean? So if it doesn't help, or if it's not connected at all, then you don't have to discuss it in your study plan or your statement of purpose. Anyway, it's the forms that you will have to answer. You have to declare all your work experiences. But for the study plan, where you are defending why you're taking that program, you don't have to discuss or declare every single work experience that you have had, just only those that is connected to the program you're taking. So, okay, understood? So you only discuss your relevant work experience. Okay, all right, so next part of your SOP is your purpose of study. So this is where you're going to defend why you're taking that program and why you chose that school. So for example, you graduated with a degree in business management and you somehow ended up working in the supply chain department. You don't have a formal education yet about supply chain. You just learned through experience, and you want to get promoted, and to do so, you feel like you want to strengthen your profile by attaining an internationally recognized credential, just like what a Canadian diploma can offer. So that could be one of the reasons. The visa officers want to see that there is a career progression and that you will benefit from the program that you will take. Okay, the question, can you take up a course that is totally different from your previous study and different from your work experience? I'm not gonna say no, because there were people who were approved, but it's gonna be tough. You know, I personally tried that route. I wanted to study early childhood education and I got refused. So now I'm taking up business management and I got approved. So your program of choice really is very crucial in your application. So what else can we add in your purpose of study? So some people will highlight courses. Okay, for in the Philippine context, when you say course, that's equivalent to program in Canada. And when we say subjects, they call it courses in Canada. So you don't get confused, okay? So some people would highlight the courses in the program that would help or benefit them in the future. Like for example, I encountered one. She was a management accounting graduate in the Philippines, and now she's taking business accounting in Canada, or she wants to take business accounting in Canada. So we went through the program or the courses in that program, and one of the subjects would teach the students how to use Sage 50. It is an accounting software which she doesn't know how to use yet, even though she's been working in the accounting field. It was not taught to her back in the day. I think the software has not existed back in the day when she was studying in college. So that was one of the reasons. So that was one subject highlighted, because she will learn how to use this software, Sage 50, which is what most of the companies or most of the firms use right now in accounting department. Something like that. So not just one, okay? Highlight at least 3 to 4 courses in your program that would benefit you in the future. This is actually what the visa officer is looking for in your study plan. They want to see that there will be a career progression after you finish your studies, and they want to see that you would benefit from this program, okay? They also want to see that there is a return on investment, because they know that studying in Canada is not that cheap. So they want to say that you will be able to earn what you spent in studying in Canada. So yeah. And then next is why you chose to study in Canada and not in your home country, or in our case, not in the Philippines, when it's cheaper to study in the Philippines. Some people like me would say, of course, the culturally diverse country, you want to be exposed to an international setting, something like that, you know? And yeah, there's still a lot more that you can say. So next part will be your plans after studies. So what's your plan after getting that diploma? Have to write down your employment prospects. So before you start writing your study plan, list down or search on Google all the possible positions that you can apply after you finished your program. Like for example, for business management, for business administration, so I check different job positions like business development manager or marketing manager, something like that. And then so I googled and I copied the link of the job posting. So it's advisable to get an active job listing. So, and choose companies that are well known, like IKEA or Google, something like that. So, or even SM, I included SM. So those companies that are the big players in our country. Next part will be your home ties. So this is where you declare your compelling reasons why you will return back to the Philippines. So remember, we are applying for a study permit or study visa, which is under temporary resident visa. So even though the visa officers know that after graduation, most of the students will apply for a job and then eventually apply for permanent residency, the visa officers still want to see that there will be compelling reasons for you to go back home. So, and that you will not overstay and become a TNT, So you have to state, of course, your family, if you have even pets, your assets, if you have properties, if you have a car, motorcycle. People even declare their plant collection, bag collection, all of their collection. Those are some of the reasons why they would want to come back after the studies. So, and you have to have strong home ties, because this is one of my refusals before, strong home ties. So I added like insurance plan, and we did a deed of sale of a car and all that. So yeah. Next part of your letter will be your travel history. So this is where you declare the countries that you've been to, but you don't have to like really list everything down, especially if you're a frequent traveler. You can just generalize, like, I have been to Western Europe and Northern America or Southern America and some countries in Asia. But if you've been to 1, 2, 3, this is okay. You can say that I've been in Singapore, Vietnam, and Thailand for leisure purposes. And you have to say, like, in all of my travels, I abided by the immigration rules and never overstayed during my travel and all that. So yeah, and the last part will be that your declaration saying that all of the information are true and factual. And yeah, just your normal ending, have a nice day, something like that, and then you write your name. So that's your SOP. But let's discuss also what should not be in your study plan. I think the number one rule is don't say anything negative. Especially if you're gonna talk about your home country, like in the Philippines. Like, you cannot say because the Philippines is so far behind in terms of the education system, something like that, or say the Philippines is not up to standards to Canadian education system. No. You cannot put down your own country. That would make the visa officer feel like, oh, this person just want to use this pathway, just want to apply for a student visa so she can run out of her country. So don't you ever put down your own country, okay? So I think that's the only one rule that I can think of. But when you write your letter, take note that this is a formal letter, so don't use contractions. And well, they say the visa officer doesn't mind your grammar, but if you are the visa officer, you would want to write. You would want to read something that you can, easily understand, right? So please have your grammar checked before submitting. And there are also writing services. If you are not confident to write your own study plan, there are writing services that you can hire to write the study plan for you. Usually they would, of course, they need your information. They will ask for your CV, and yeah, of course, what program you're taking and all that. So I will list down in the comments or in the description box some of the known writing services that can help you with your study plan. I personally did my first study plan, but then we got refused, remember, when I took up early childhood education. So my confidence was shattered. Even though I feel confident writing my own, after the refusal, my confidence like really went down. So I hired somebody to write for me for the second time, but it still got refused. I think it's because of, again, with the program choice. So on the third attempt, yeah, I hired a different writer again, and finally got approved with the business administration program. So that will be for another video. I'll do a story time. If you have not followed my vlogs, then you wouldn't know maybe, but I've told that story in my vlog. So anyway, let's not make this video too long. I hope you learned something from this. If you have any questions, don't forget to comment below, like, subscribe, and follow me on TikTok. I'm already on TikTok, guys. I also make content about study permit application there. So follow me. So yeah. Thanks, guys. Bye.